Okay, my name is Sam Pararenyatko. I'm the chairperson of the War Veteran Association for Mashonaland Central Province. We are here gathered as the leadership of the war veterans to reflect on what happened to our president and his entire leadership team in Bulawayo. We are very concerned as war veterans and as stockholders to what has happened to our president. It's not the first time that an attempt has been made on the life of the president, and we are deeply concerned and would want to see to it that this comes to an end. Our major concern is with our security sector. It would appear the people around the president are not competent enough, or they seem to be serving other motives rather than protecting our president. We are demanding as war veterans, as stockholders, that we need men and women of clear credentials, men and women of tested and tried credentials as far as the security of our president is concerned. We would rather prefer ourselves, the war veterans, to be around the president rather than having the youngsters we see around the president. We have proved to be incompetent. Like I said earlier on, the life of the president has been threatened on a number of times. We are very much concerned that we seem not to be getting any explanations as to what exactly is behind the security lapse as far as the president is concerned. There was that accident which was reported. There was the cyanide in his offices. He was poisoned, and now there is a bomb blast. Up to now, we don't have explanations as to exactly what happened. And we are demanding, as war veterans, as stockholders, that we are given answers as to who is doing this. Thank you.
Comrade Sifas Ngube, the Provincial Chairman of the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association, Bulawayo Province. First, I will start about our position as the leadership gathered here today about the position of the Secretary for Security in the party. We would like this position with immediate effect to be held by a war veteran with good credentials, so that the security starts from the party going up to our leader, the president. I think some of the issues have been said by my colleague, but I would like to talk briefly about the Saturday bombing which took place in Bulawayo. First, that is the work of the enemy of the revolution. And to us as the revolutionaries, it won't scare us or make us feel or chicken or even think otherwise about the revolution or the elections. We are geared and prepared to make all efforts about the elections come 30 July 2018. Our President, Comrade Mnangagwa, is going to win. We have no doubt. This have even showed even other political parties that they are now desperate about how the elections are going to be conducted. But we have the process already in place. The President proclaimed the dates, and we were waiting for the election date. And on the issue of bombing, I think the security sector is taking its role. We are waiting for the results, but we are saying these results should come soon. And we want to know, as some of the events that took place, trying to take our president's life, as my colleague said, the cyanide and so on, and this recent bombing. to our leaders and the entire, this is not for the leadership only, it's even for the entire Zimbabwe. Think of it, if your leader has been killed, not only the party but the government. So we are saying we need the explanation, we need the results as soon as possible. I think, in short, the security sector should play its role and bring the culprits to book. I thank you.
Apologizing to the media fraternity for giving you such a short notice, but all the same, you managed to come. So we really apologize. Today, here, the Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Association National Executive has met to discuss pertinent issues that concerns Zimbabwean political development. And of much of our concern is the event, the cowardly event that happened in Bulawayo the day before yesterday. So we have met here to discuss that. Among many other issues that we have discussed, we now would like to issue an official statement. And here I read. The Zimbabwe National Liberation War Veterans Executive and the entire membership of the association is outraged with the attempt on the life of our dear President, the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. This is an attack not only against the person of the President, it was an attack against the state of Zimbabwe, an attack against the Zimbabwean regardless of party political affiliation. It is an attack against our constitution, an attack against our core values, against our morality. This is high treason. It is an act of terrorism, a cowardly attempt to subvert the will of the people by robbing them of their candidate in the forthcoming harmonized elections. Given the numerous attempts on President Mnangagwa's life, beginning with the 2014 cyanide attack at his party offices soon after his appointment as Vice President of Zanu-PF, the several break-ins at his offices when he was State Vice President, and the 2017 hard metal poisoning, Saturday's attack cannot be described as an isolated act of a madman. Without preempting the ongoing investigations by the relevant police and the security organs, it is clear in our minds that this attack must be connected to the other previous attacks. It is the work of the enemies of the revolution. The authors of this cowardly act are enemies of our entire peace-loving nation. We would like to commend the swift action by those who perform national duty, providing close security to our President, the Vice President, and other VIPs. Their action prevented the horrible outcome that the terrorists intended. Equally deserving commendation are the first responders to the event, the Red Cross, military medical services, City of Bulawayo ambulance services, medical staff at Mpilo, Metaday, UBH, and other medical facilities. Above all, we would like to thank the members of the public for maintaining calm and discipline when their lives were under threat. Their conduct avoided a stampede, which is usually associated and expected at a situation of this nature. However, we would like to express our disappointment with the organ which has the constitutional mandate to provide forewarnings on these events before they happen. In this era of terrorism, it is disgraceful and embarrassing that those whose duty is to provide warning did not do so. We demand an explanation. We expect an explanation. The nation needs an explanation. Lastly, we wish the injured and those who have been traumatized by the act a speedy recovery. Thank you. Pamberine Chimurenga. Pamberine Kuzitonga. That's never done. That's the end of the statement. There's
bomb or blast in modern Zimbabwe. Do you happen to have suspects as the Liberation War veterans, or do you think do you have suspicions of who might have been behind this, considering that we're only days before an election?
In normal circumstances, equally in normal with the security, we cannot discuss such issues at this stage. That is why we have said we demand an explanation, because there are people on the ground. We expect them to give us their findings in time so that we don't survive on speculations.
Okay, and this is the second breach to the president's security. If we consider the one in Gweru where, I've forgotten his name, tried to take a picture with the president, what message might you have to the security sector?
The war veterans here have demanded that. I think it is only prudent and much better if the war veterans, whose political consciousness understands the life and the value of the president, that they be involved and they will be able to employ the security principles that they've implemented during the war of liberation. That will secure our president.
How does this affect the political and security situation in the country, considering that we are just a few days before the elections?
It is not going to affect us in any way. What the agenda of the nation is today, which is the general election, that will happen. But what will change is the approach to issues, the approach to the structural arrangements of organizations in government, in the party. The war veterans have recommended that. I think there is need to revisit that in order to accommodate those who have got the new dispensations ideas, because it is these war veterans who have started the war fight against the former dispensation and established the new political dispensation.
Okay. Recently, I think it was yesterday, when asked, presidential spokesperson Mr. George Charamba, he said this could have links to the leadership, not really leadership, but leadership wrangle within the Zanu-PF party, where the old guys and the new guys, they are trying to wrestle for power. Do you maybe buy this theory?
It is, of course, a dimension that we think needs to be looked at again or investigated. In our own ways, we've got our own description, but I think the president's spokesman is right that it might be an inside job. Time will tell.
Okay, thank you.
And then on the bombings too on Saturday, there have been. I'm sure you are on social media platforms where people have accused the revolutionary party Zanu-PF of stage managing such an event.
That's madness.
And then,
because people can never tamper with life, never ever, and they cannot do it because there is no reason enough to be able to do that. There is nothing that they will achieve. After all, remember, people die. How can it be stage managing when people died, when people were wounded, when people are in hospital? That can be stage managing. I think whoever thinks along those lines needs to look at himself and correct his retrogressive mentality.
And then today, far as political parties, they signed the peace pledge. And as the Warvets, do you maybe have a peace pledge to the nation that you'd want to put out to the nation? What you'd want to urge the nation as we head towards the election?
The war veterans have already done so. We have informed the nation and the whole world that our elections must be free and fair. So I think they are going to be free and fair. Until the bombing in Bulawayo, there are no significant incidents of violence. What it means is it's 1 out of 10,000. So really, it means very little in terms of classification whether the elections are going to be free and fair.
So for the first time in many years, there was an attempt to take the life of a sitting president in Zimbabwe. Should the people of Zimbabwe be worried?
Well, they should be. They should be worried. It is their president. Remember, the highest body of the party, the Central Committee, resolved that E.D. Mnangagwa is their candidate. So that's all they have. All they have is E.D. Mnangagwa. Remember, my friend, that the political power that we earned in 1979 is in the custody of our candidates. So the nation has got every reason to be worried about that. Because all people of Zimbabwe want is political power to be able to come up with policies that will benefit this society.
I think we are good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Act in it is undescribable. We have not liked that. We condone it in the strongest terms possible. I thank you.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.